Hey guys, welcome back to Beyond the Badge. I'm here today with my girl Colleen, and we just want to kind of do a little update on what's been going on. We know you've missed us here the last couple weeks, and life is life, and things go on, and that's kind of part of the mental health journey. Is that, at least for me, I'm still going through the journey, and I'm not always ready to jump in front of the camera, so. With that being said, we're back on the wagon. We're going to get you guys some more episodes pumped out your way. I know some of you have been reaching out, so we definitely appreciate that support. And you guys check it in on us. Colleen, what's new with you?
So let's see. I'm starting a new job. I moved, so you're now seeing my new house. Lots of different things have happened in the last couple weeks. But I'm actually really excited for it. And I know that you have had some big life changes, including an addition to your family.
Yeah, I've had a lot going on here the last little bit. Two big milestones, I would say, in my life. I'm officially retired from work. Um, I had the last however long to, go after this mental health journey with hopes of being able to go back to work. And they gave me a timeline to come back. And unfortunately, I'm just not ready to work. So we had to make that tough decision after 14 years to retire. So that was all here in the last like 10 days. But my new addition, I did get a service dog. Perla made her way home finally. She's awesome. It's definitely a big a change in the house, a change for the kids, a change for me. I've went to Target twice. I went to Home Depot. So it's just awesome, to kind of get to a point where I can leave the house more now, or feel more comfortable doing so.
I think you've also had another big milestone in the last couple of weeks too. Do you want to share what that is?
Yeah. Also, I've been able to drive. I don't know what happened. For about 10 months, I was just unable to drive on the highway. Basically, anytime I'd go over 50 miles an hour, I would just lock up and panic and feel like I was about to crash. I've been going to the National Dizzy and Balance Center, working on some vestibular stuff. I mean, I'm not going 70 in the 70. I might be going 60 in the 70, but I'm getting further away from home. So things are going a lot better than they were, for sure.
And that's the whole thing too. Like recovery, it's not linear. It's not like you do A, B, C, D, and like you just continue working your way through. It's you have some good days, you have a bad day. You have some more good days, you have a couple bad days. And it's kind of that like ebb and flow process. And it's all just about like meeting yourself where you're at. And I think with you and for me too, like we got to start celebrating those smaller wins and those things that happen that normally we would just be like, oh, yeah, that's just normal. But when you're in this recovery process, it's so much more than that. And we're all going to have little hiccups in our days, but it's all about getting back into it and staying dedicated to that healing journey that enables us to continue to elevate and to continue to go beyond where we're currently at.
Yeah. And for me, too, like what you just said was just the ultimate mind shift that I've recently had to go and take on is I want to be better tomorrow. I want to be back to where I was. And if I have 3 good days in a row, like, yes, I made it, just to have that bad day that sets me back, and I need to realize, like you said, like, it's not gonna be overnight, and as long as I can keep stacking wins and good days, that's what it's all about, and I think once I shifted my mindset to that, the bad days, they still come, and they come consecutively still sometimes, right? But I'm not going back to 0 every time, and that's what it really felt like is every time I took one step back, I was hitting the reset button because I wanted to be normal now. Um, and to be able to know, like, it's not gonna be overnight, it's not next week, like, this is gonna be a long journey. Just get wins, stack up good days and good days and good days. And like you said, appreciate them.
Well, it's like even if you take away having that trauma diagnosis, that PTSD diagnosis, everyone has good days and bad days. The thing is, it's about what you do on your bad days to get them to be a good day or what you do to turn around those bad days. And so it's for me, like, I am so proud of how far I have come in my like recovery journey. And I know we haven't shared my story yet, but I know that's on the docket of things to do. And compared to where I was at last year at this time, I'm a totally different human being. And who I was 4 years ago when I was leaving and getting out of my serious trauma, I'm not who I was. But when you take away the trauma, when you take away the PTSD, we all have those bad days. We all have the good days. And now, as first responders, we're now equipped to not only be able to help ourselves get out of the bad days, but we're also able to help other people get out of their bad days too. So it's about we have our tools, we know what we need to do, and now we can also share that knowledge and that advice with other people, and we can also connect them with resources too. I can't tell you how many times I run into someone and for some reason people just completely open up to me and tell me their entire life story and their entire family life story, but people will do that, and then it's like, "Okay, hey, like, how about I connect you with this resource and that resource?" And I start giving them the names of like trauma therapists in our area. And I give them the names of like the chateau, which is where we met. Um, and I kind of just help them to build that up. I give them like suggestions for various treatment modalities that maybe they haven't thought of before and things like that. And I think there's not a one size fits all in terms of treatment and resources available to people. We all go through trauma in our life, whether it's work related, home related, childhood related, whatever it is. We've all been through trauma, whether we've experienced firsthand or it's been secondary trauma that we're witnessing for other people. We still experience it. And especially as first responders and spouses of first responders, we have to be able to really identify that, recognize, admit to it, and then work our way through to the solution point, which could be going to therapy, going to trauma therapy, doing EMDR, doing ice baths. Um, One of our friends last night mentioned like how just putting hands in the ice water helps to ground. And so different things like that. Like I know one of our other friends has used oranges and squeezed frozen oranges just as that tactile stimulation to get them out of trauma. Like there are so many different things, and there's not a cookie cutter approach to all of it.
Yeah. And like you said, you're supposed to feel happy, you're supposed to feel sad. It's just being able to get back into that window of tolerance when you're not, feeling those things and stop being stuck on one side or the other. And it seems that's the problem is either you're stuck up high or you're stuck down low and you never get in the middle zone, which is what we're all dealing with, right? It makes sense. But like you said, it's not us too, it's our families, it's everybody, and everybody's gonna have a different thing that they like to do or a different thing that helps them more than it helps the other. So as long as you're finding ways and finding resources, that's the start that you need for sure.
And that's one of the things I'm super excited about because we're going to be having some industry professionals, some other first responders that have gone through trauma themselves and have come out the other side of it. We're going to be having some of those folks join us in the coming weeks. And I'm super excited because I think being able to hear from different people and what they've done for their recovery journey or the services that they're providing, things like that, I think that that's really going to help. Because, like I said, like, no, it's not a one size fits all thing. You kind of have to trial and error things until you find something that works for you. I know I mentioned this to you. I like cannot meditate. Like meditating, I fall asleep. But I've actually tried hypnotherapy, and hypnotherapy has been a complete and total game changer for me. Other things too is like grounding exercises, like going outside and putting my feet on the ground. Like that really helps me. Ice baths really help me. Like just being in nature and having that connectedness helps. Whereas like I know other people find um a lot of benefit to doing like yoga. Me, not a yoga person.
No doubt. What are you gonna do with your ice bath this winter?
So I actually just reset it up the other day. Cleaned it all out and I'm gonna leave it outside. I do have my condenser and like that like keeps it cold, so I don't have that plugged in right now. So we're gonna see how it goes. I was a little shaken this morning because when I woke up, it like the real feel out was like in the 20s. So I was like, not gonna do that today. But instead I ended up just taking a cool bath in my bathtub. So I know everyone's a little bit different. Like one of our friends that'll be joining us in a couple weeks, he was saying that he kind of just took it all down and he'll just do it again later. Like maybe he'll go to the river kind of thing. Um, are you gonna continue your ice baths?
I'm just trying to logistically figure it out because it's already been freezing. Water's I had to break it with a bat. Um, so I don't know if that's good for like the liner and it's gonna expand and cut it open. I don't know if I gotta just shut her down for the
But
winter and
think about what we did though at the chateau. We had to break the ice some of the time.
yeah, but that's Utah. In Minnesota, we get like -40.
Do you have a basement?
So yeah, I thought about that too, but then the water's never gonna get changed. I don't know. I really gotta figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. I've been thinking about what I'm gonna do for a while about it, and I almost gotta get like a little heater to put in it.
Yeah. Well, if
Um,
anyone has any suggestions for us, Nate is in Minnesota. I am in New Hampshire. So if you have any suggestions of how to keep our ice baths cold but not frozen, send them our way. Because that's definitely one thing that definitely helps both of us. All right, let's
I
kind
have
of.
to go jump in the snow.
I mean, that too. I remember one of my roommates from the chateau, they did not live in cold weather climate and were obsessed with the snow, so would just do, like, cannonballs into the snow, and it was amazing. I remember when I was a kid, we would do that, like, off of our deck. My dad would make us shovel the deck, and then we would put all the snow into a pile, so then we would jump off the deck into the pile. So, definitely looking forward to some colder weather, some snowmobiling, some hockey. I will be coaching hockey, so catch me at 5 a.m. at the rink every day. But I think it's all about like finding the things that bring you joy in life and that you're gonna love your life no matter what. Because at the end of the day, so many things can fall away and fall apart in your life, but being able to love your life and love yourself just as you are is what's going to end up getting you through. And your recovery is not about anyone else. It's not about healing for anyone else. It's not about, oh, well, if I just do this, then I can get this. It's about being happy and satisfied and content with your life the way that it is right this minute.
Sure, got mic dropped.
I mean, like, I think I've mentioned this to you. I mean, I did mention it to you. Like, the month of October was really difficult for me because of a couple different things, and I got laid off from one of my jobs, then another job, and moving. We sold our house. Um, all of these things that kind of would have been really big things, but to me, I was just like, "You know what? No, like, I am so happy with where I'm at in my life and who I am today that none of this other stuff matters." Like, I know for a fact that everything is going to work out and that everything's going to be okay. And I utilized, like, my grounding techniques and all of those things, but it's like, I'm super happy to say, like, and this is not to for anyone else to compare themselves to me, but, like, I'm off of all of my PTSD medications, like, I have made so much progress that I don't identify as I was saying this last night to you, like, I go around saying, "Oh, yeah, like, I have PTSD." Well, I'm someone that has a history of PTSD. I'm no longer that person that allows my trauma response to drive me. I'm no longer that person that is letting, any of, like, what would normally trigger me dictate my life. Like, I'm not going to avoid my triggers because I know that I have the tools to keep me grounded and safe and steady. And that's the most important thing. Like, the most important thing I think in recovery is feeling safe, feeling secure, and feeling stable. And once you have those three things, like, you can do anything.
Jealous, but I'm proud of you, man. That's you've overcame, you've flipped the chapter, you've taken everything that you've learned and rebuilt you, Colleen 2.0, that is able to get through everything and push through and just be a badass and a fucking survivor. So I'm nothing but proud of you, man, for real.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think anyone can do this. You're doing this, you're building this life that you want to have. And yeah, like we said, there's going to be some setbacks and things like that. But it's about finding your way back to yourself and finding the things that work for you. It's crazy. I mean, you know me, like, you literally were with me on one of my hardest days. And you, like, gave me a hug and you're like, "You are going to be okay." And at the time, I'm like, "Yeah, right, I'm not gonna be okay." But, like, look at me now, like, I have everything that I've wanted, um, and it's only continuing to get better from here.
There it is. There it is. See, we do have positive stories and positive insight. And that's awesome. Like it's great to see and I hope it's encouraging to those watching like it is to me. You may not get better in 8 months or 1 year or however long it takes, but just know if you keep working at it, you're going to get there. And that's what I have to keep telling myself too is, you know, it may not be tomorrow, but we can check next week, we can check next month and keep putting right foot, left foot and keep stacking up good days and eventually you get there and that there is a real place.
Yeah,
At the
I
end of
mean,
the tunnel is there.
absolutely, and my healing journey started in 2022. So 3 years ago is when my and I won't even say that that's when my healing journey started, like, I had already been in therapy, but I was and you guys are gonna hear my story probably next week. I was in denial about what it was that I was actually going through. It started my trauma journey back in my trauma healing journey back in 2022 when I started, EMDR, which is eye movement desensitization and reprocessing therapy, and it has been, like, an ongoing ebbing and flowing process. I go basically every single week, sometimes twice a week, sometimes I skip a week, things like that. But it was funny last week, I went in and saw my therapist, and she's like, "It sounds like you don't need to be here today." And I was like, "But I do." Because I know my limitations, and I know that sometimes it's just nice to get things off my chest. And honestly, she's kind of like my hype girl now. Like, she'll support me in what I'm doing, and she'll also call me on stuff if I'm starting to fall back into old habits and patterns. But that's kind of what we need in life. And we're all going to go through it, whether or not you want to admit that you've had trauma or not. If you're a first responder, like, you've had trauma. Um, and you just kind of have to work through it and process your way through it. All right, guys. So we're going to wrap here for today. That being said, we're super excited because next week we're going to dive into my story. It's going to be raw, it's going to be real, it's going to be vulnerable. Just as a little bit of a disclaimer now, we're going to be talking about domestic violence. We're going to be talking about some sensitive topics. That being said, we just want to make sure that everyone stays safe and knows that there's resources out there to them. So if you are in a domestic violence relationship or know someone who is, there are resources available. So just go ahead and Google that. We'll also drop some things in the comments, and we cannot wait to see you next week. See you then.
Yes, thanks for staying with us. More episodes follow. Thanks, guys.